Yeah, welcome back to Naija Filmmaker, a podcast for us to talk about Nigerian filmmakers, their films, and how we can build a diverse and functional industry. I'm your host, Selegot. On this episode, my guest is Tobi Oyetunji. He's an engineer and my very good friend. He shares some ideas on how filmmakers can be supported. If you're a new listener, you're welcome and I hope you enjoy. Hi Tobi, welcome to the Naija Filmmaker.
Hey Sele, thank you for having me.
Alright, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Tobi Oyetunji. You could just call me Tobi. And I'm a civil engineer, water resources and environmental engineer as well.
So Tobi and I have been friends for a large chunk of my life. I'll say like 17 years.
Yeah, it should be. Okay. I think since 2004, 17 years.
Okay. So on this episode, we'll be talking about how to support the filmmaker in your circle or your life. So can you remember the first time I told you I wanted to do film?
Yeah, I think it was when you were still in university. I think at first when you went into university, I thought it was something like computer science or maybe programming. When you mentioned computer science until I think maybe your second or your third year, when you mentioned it was something multimedia. Wow, it's like interesting. And I think when you concluded your first degree and you told me, oh, well, you're going for film school. I was like, oh, wow, you're going to do this for real. I think that was probably the first time.
Okay, so on my behalf, what was going through your mind when you heard that I wanted to pursue this?
Well, to be fair, what was going through my mind was like, okay, a bit of, shall I say, excitement, but also a bit of concern. Because I think growing up, I used to see movie production as something probably, I don't know, maybe hard. And
hard in what sense?
Like, I felt like, how do these people manage to get themselves, okay, because I didn't know much about the production while growing up, except interaction with you. I used to think movie production as the cameraman and the actors. That was all I knew about movie, the cameraman and the actors. So I felt like, okay, how do these actors posture themselves to make this thing look realistic? And how do these camera guys also stay and record this stuff? So I was like, okay, I don't know what this guy's getting into, but hopefully it's going to be good.
Okay. So you like watching movies, yeah?
Big fan.
What type of movies?
Well, I think my best genre should be something that has a bit of action and comedy. So I don't know what classification you give it technically, in your technical terms, but I would call it action comedy.
Okay, and what's your go-to movie right now?
Right now, I think I'll probably go for The Hitman's Bodyguard. That's like one of my greatest movies of all time. But also, I like the sitcom or the TV series as it's called, Friends. I'm a huge fan. You know, the reunion is just out. I had to quickly rush to watch it because
you finished watching? How was it?
In all honesty, I nearly shed the tears, but you know, as a grown man now, big boys don't cry.
Really? I hear you. So yeah, I told you I wanted to do film school. I got into film school and I guess, we used to talk quite often.
Yeah.
Can you remember some of those conversations?
While you were in film school, there were a lot of, I think you were just having the beginning of the drive. Let me use the word drive. So I think it was a bit of passion, and then it was like, okay, sometimes you call and you just talk, and I could see that, oh, okay, this is what this guy really wants to though it's not an emotion that is just temporary. It's something that is within you. And then I began to understand this is some of the hard work that goes into, because sometimes you call and say, oh, okay, we went to do this activity, we did this activity. I can't remember all of it, but yeah, you know, you mentioned this and that, and oh, wow, this work, it seems like a lot. And I guess in your film school, you were probably going through different departments or something, because today you mentioned this, tomorrow you mentioned the other, and oh, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah. Do you remember when I talked about, oh, this person did that, this person, like basically just human conflicts is bound
Obviously.
to come up, especially when creative minds clash.
Yes, I think so. I think that that's even more pronounced for me with you after schooling. It's mostly when you want to do a production, or when you're already on the production, and okay, guy, what's up? And oh, this person did this. This person is not saying this. This person is not saying things my way. I mean, there's a lot of clash.
Yeah. All right. The reality is, I guess, like in Nigeria, filmmaking becoming an option for people. More people want to make films, like work in the industry, and yeah, more opportunities are opening up, but it's still not at the level that you'd say Hollywood or the UK film industry is at.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I'd say, apart from having kind of connections in the industry, it takes a bit of time for you to break in and start having regular jobs. At some point, family, friends, they talk to you, they're like, oh, is this thing going to make you the money you need to take care of yourself, all that kind of stuff. For me, after film school and a period of unemployment, I eventually got a day job, and the plan was to go for my day job during the week and make films the weekend. This went on for close to 2 years, and the pandemic kind of punctuated that a bit. But for me, it was a case of I was having my feet in two different places, and this meant I was like not really going anywhere. It was dedicating myself to one thing and going all the way. So at some point I decided to resign, and you meet up with friends and you reveal this to them, and yes, some people, I don't know, they get it. Some people start looking at you funny. How did you react, Toby?
I think you recall adequately that before you quit, when you asked me, I was like, are you absolutely sure? I was like, are you absolutely sure about this? Because I mean, yeah, I understand that like I say, you have to chase your dreams, chase your passion, because I'm a firm believer in that as well. Myself too. I someone who hopes, or should I say, dreams on pursuing my goals. But I was like, okay, this is a big step. I mean, how would family, friends react to this? But I think even before you quit, it was quite obvious you're going to quit at some point. It's only if I want to, should I say, deny the truth, that I wouldn't admit that you are going to quit sooner or later. And I guess it was sooner, because it was always a bit of, oh yeah, I can't express myself here. I can't express myself here. I can't, and it was a constant discussion. Like, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't, I can't.
Yeah, and I think I was in this place where I had this thing in me that I still wanted to hold on to. I didn't want this job to change that. Because basically there are situations where certain parts of you die, or you numb it, and only God knows whether you ever get it back. And I was, every day kind of fighting to keep this part of me alive. And, life being what it is, fleeting. I just wanted to be doing what I wanted to do. Another thing I thought about was, the earlier the better. The earlier I start kind of building a reputation in the film industry, the better for me. So that's why I just went with it.
And actually, that's quite understandable. It's a huge step, especially looking at maybe economic situation in the country like Nigeria. I think it was a good step to start early, and it kind of might be pointless going to the film school if you don't end up making films.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, not really, people, they get degrees that they never use, but
true.
yeah, I'm happy I'm using the skills I learned from film school. So before I allow you to kind of talk about some of the ways you've supported me, I mean, I'll probably add after you're finished, but I would say, especially doing film in a country like Nigeria, you know stuff about yourself. Like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to get in industry and hopefully get jobs and all that. And then time keeps passing and your confidence shakes a bit. It's possible that you can lose your mind if you're not well grounded. And I think having friends that not necessarily are in the industry, but they kind of see it for what it is, like you starting out, you looking for opportunities, and then pretty much analyzing the whole situation based on the information they have to see the progress that you've made and the opportunities that are there. Yeah, so now I'll allow you to talk about some of the ways you think people can generally be supportive to filmmakers they know.
Firstly, I even want to state that I wouldn't have known a tenth of what I know about filmmaking if it wasn't for you. And I think it's owing to the fact that friendship is strong. Like now, before I didn't know the difference between director or producer or even sound. This thing, I didn't know what a boom was. I didn't know what crane was or something like that. I didn't know the lenses, properties, and things like that for cameras. But I mean, I don't have to Google this stuff. Just by interaction from your passion is contagious, and I think it shows that being involved in someone's activities, in someone's passion, in a way yourself too, you even learn.
Yeah.
Because like there are a lot of advantages to myself as well. If somebody's speaking, like the other day I was traveling or something, and someone was mentioning some things in the vehicle, and I was, oh yeah. He has mentioned this before. He has mentioned this before. So getting involved in it, your friends or your family or whoever it is, getting involved in their life in a way it enlightens you. So I think one of the most important things you could do for a filmmaker, like all creatives, is to encourage them. A lot of time, creative work is hard work because even if you're a believer in any religion, you have to understand the value of creation. Creation is the act of bringing something that wasn't existing to life. I mean, I'm an engineer. Basically, I practice principles that have been established.
Yeah.
There's already a principle. I didn't need to formulate any principle. I just practice the principles that have been established. But bringing something to life, something that didn't exist, is a very, very difficult thing. And so many times it's hard work, and a lot of filmmakers tend to probably give up or maybe lose their way, and I mean some of them might never even get back. So they need people around who can encourage them that, okay, even if the thing's not working out right now, it will still work out. Then also, another very, very important thing is you should give them honest feedback. That is, I can't overemphasize that, because a lot of times some people, they probably do have the talent, they have the skill or something, but they are not doing it correctly. And being a supportive friend, being an encouraging friend, is not about being a praise singer or a yes man.
Yeah.
It's about telling them the fact. If they've done well, you tell them, I loved this. If you didn't like it, tell them I don't like it. If they are getting honest feedback, they will know where to put it. And then giving honest feedback is not praise singing. It's also not criticizing. But basically, the goal of your criticism is what matters. The goal is, okay, I want to see this better. It's not like you're trying to condemn the work, and it's also not like you're trying to sweet talk. Just tell them what you think, honestly. I think that's one of the best things you could do to a filmmaker as a friend. And you could also discuss with them, okay, what are your goals? What is the projects you're working on? What do you hope to achieve? How are you going about it? I mean, sometimes principles on, should I say, goal setting, management, they are cross-platform.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're not a filmmaker doesn't mean you don't understand principles that can be reproduced. So you ask them, what are your goals? How do you hope to achieve them? What's your roadmap? What do you plan for in the next 3 years? What are your aspirations? Like, how do you want to go? So I mean, it's very important to discuss things like that with them. While they are working, you should ask about their work. You want someone to ask you, oh, how was your work? What is going wrong? What is going right? Allow people to vent, because we discussed earlier, you were saying maybe creatives meeting. I always tell you, you are disciplined. Your your own filmmaking is barracks, soldier.
I mean, within reason, yeah. Time is money.
Exactly. When you're calling me, oh, I already set the time from this time to this time, the materials, I need this, I need this, I need that. Man, a lot of people are not organized. We just go there and float through life. So I think it can be should I say, it can be tough when you don't have other people in your movie production set or your this thing sharing the same passion.
Yeah.
So at some point you want somebody who you just want to let out your thoughts, your, should I say, your feelings. You just want to say something out. So I think that you can be someone that person can talk to. Being there for them is a very important thing. I mean, when they need you, you should show up for them.
But this is needing you in the sense of I guess sometimes we don't have money to shoot a film, and we'll have to give you a crash course in film making, and you help with shooting the film.
Yes. Even in terms of helping you, that you could also refer your friends. Film production goes beyond just films nowadays. From my work with you, I mean, infomercials, commercials, even documentaries, even animations and things like that. You could write a story.
Yeah.
You could refer your friends to things like that, to give them jobs. Then, I mean, sometimes they might need you to give some form of consultancy work in probably your own area of expertise, or maybe they need you to help them with some form of research. You should be able to, in one way or the other, show up for them.
Okay, before I continue, let me ask. I mean, with several of my projects, you have had it at the idea stage, development, writing the script, pre-production, and then after shooting it, you see the rushes, or let's say the finished film. Having this overview, how has it been for you?
Yeah, I mean, being like a form of an inspiration. I mean, it's almost like in my field too. Sometimes when the idea of maybe a building now in this case, when the idea comes, the owner say he wants this, you probably get the drawing from the architect. You create your own drawing. You get to sites. You see. I mean, you see it come to life before your very eyes.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the feeling I get to most times when you say, okay, we're working on maybe this project, this short film or something, and when you're a part of the process, like when you know what it went through, and when you see it out finally, I mean, it's a thing of joy. I don't know, it's just a nice feeling.
Yeah. Okay, what else do you have?
I am also a firm believer in prayers. I believe prayers work. So I think you should, if you do care about people who are that, you should pray for them. It's very important. Whatever project they want to go. I mean, there are a lot of other things you could do. It's just at the moment, this is like what I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, some other things I can think of is send money, buy equipment for us, if you can afford.
Yeah, that's true.
If you so believe in a project, you can come on as an executive producer.
Or a guest actor.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot something. I think your filmmaking journey also inspired me to join drama club while in university.
Really?
And I was looking for a way to express myself
Yeah.
in a way that I wouldn't be so shy. I was like, okay, where can I even join and I'll be able to, should I say, come out of my shell? And I was like, okay, I think this drama is an escape. And you won't believe I once got the lead role in the school, in the drama for my campus, my school fellowship.
Yeah.
I got the lead role in the drama. Oh, wow. So I
Do you
could
think
probably
you
do...
murdered the role?
No,
You
I
did
think I
murder.
did horribly. But yeah, I don't know why I was chosen or why I was cast as the lead role. I mean, I think I tried to interpret the role a bit. But,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe other people enjoyed it, but myself watching the video, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
it's common. It's common. You, like most times, once we start out, whether it's actors or filmmakers, you have this idea of what you want to make, but kind of going through the whole process of refining your tastes and skills to get there. It's a journey. So yeah, it's always it's not overnight. I don't think any filmmaker or actor did anything overnight. Most things in life is not overnight.
I agree.
Generally, we need that support all the way. I think that's it. Yeah, if you guys have other ideas on how filmmakers can be supported or encouraged, you can send in those ideas. All right, so Tobi, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me once again.
We have come to the end of this episode. Please remember to leave a rating and a review. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Selegov Film, and the podcast also on Instagram and Twitter, the Naija Film Pod. See you on the next episode. Have a good one.